Guys, I just want to talk really quickly about something, like a little story that I had when I was traveling. I was in Jordan. This was actually almost a year ago, September 2022. Crazy experience. So I had like $300 in my checking account. And this lesson pretty much taught me what I'm going to learn and use for the rest of my life. But I had like $300 or something like that in my checking account. And I was with my brother and a girl that we had met in the capital of Jordan, Amman. We had gone all the way down to the most remote part of the country, the most remote part I've ever been in the world. Like I'm talking like the middle of the desert. It looked like Mars. There was a population of 100 near the closest town, so there was basically the bare minimum of necessary materials to survive. You have water, food, that's it. You got nothing else. No internet, no nothing. And we're sitting at the table once we had gotten there from Amman because we took a bus to get there. It was like a 4, 5, 6 hour bus ride. I don't even remember. We get there and we obviously wanted to do a tour because we're in the middle of Jordan and we want to do like the coolest thing ever. We want to do a 4x4 Jeep like tour. We want to surf and go on the get on a little snowboard and go down the sand and surf, do all the cool stuff. Do what you do when you go to Jordan. Um, and we the problem was at that moment was that the dinar, the Jordanian dinar, the currency that Jordan uses, is more powerful than the dollar. So $1 is actually 1.4 Jordanian dinar. So automatically, typically, it was, I think the whole tour itself was like 120 dinar. So that's like $170. And we had $300 in our checking. So, that's getting scary. The reason why is because we didn't want to ask our parents for money. We wanted to do it all ourselves. We wanted to be clear and independent in this sense of like being able to travel and not have to like ask our parents like, yo, we're kind of dying. So we wanted to not do that. The lesson of the story is when we got there and we were sitting at the table with the tour guide and he's like, all right, what do you guys want to do? You guys just want to go straight to the camp and just sleep there? Or do you guys want to do a tour? Because we're staying at a camp that we're going to stay there for like 2 or 3 days. And we also wanted to do the tour because the camp was like, it was already like $80 just for them to take us from like the little village to the camp because it's in the middle of the desert. And we were like, all right, we're already going to spend almost $80 to get there. Like, that's ridiculous. We might as well just do the tour, use a majority of our money, and figure it out. Because the thing is, we were so scared. Like, I was so scared. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, is it worth it? We're going to use all our money. Like, oh my God. And then Anna, which is the girl that we were with, she said something that changed my life, bro. Her mom told her, like, over time, like, she had told her all the time that the best decisions ever made are the ones that are made out of fear of not knowing what's going to come after, right? And doing it anyway, having the strength, right? And the courage to be able to still make a decision even though you know you're probably or may fail. That she told us that. She was like, guys, like, you're never going to get this moment again. You have to live it. Like, when you're going to be back in the States, wherever you go back, like, are you really going to be able to look back and be like, are you going to regret this moment that you said yes or that you said no? Which one are you going to regret more? And I was like, wow, like, let's do it. We had to. Like, I realized then in that moment, whatever happens, I'm in the middle of Jordan in the desert. And you're going to tell me that I'm not going to go on this Jeep tour, even though it's going to use literally half or more of my bank account at that moment? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And if I die, I just lived the best day of my life touring the desert that literally looks like Mars on a truck. Yeah, like driving the truck in the desert. Like, come on. Like, if I die after that, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't have to reincarnate anymore. That's the fulfillment of my life purpose. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So we did it and it ended up being the best moment and experience ever. You guys have probably seen the videos on my Instagram and like eventually I'm going to post a vlog here on YouTube. But my God, like the lesson that I learned of being courageous and being able to take action, even when you're terrified and you feel like you're going to fail, that's actually when you get the courage and the strength to be able to, even if you fail in that moment, that courage and that strength is what's actually going to help you reach the best goals that you're going to actually focus on and go for when you're older. Because I'm looking back on a year now, that decision that I made when I was terrified in the middle of like a foreign country, like halfway across the world from my home, like I did it. I don't even know who or what told me to do it, like within myself, because at the end of the day, I was the one that made the decision. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I literally have learned one of the biggest lessons of my life, and it's to be courageous and do things that you know you might fail at and that you feel a lot of fear and that could probably destroy you or break you, and do it anyway, because that's how you find your strength. I mean, people know that they have a certain amount of strength, but do you know how much you can push that limit? Do you know how much of a boundary you can set, or even if there is a boundary, to the amount of strength necessary or a threshold for the success that you want to reach in your life? And it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. It could be a simple goal. But that, for me, like a goal of simply being able to experience something one in a lifetime, I did that and it changed my life. Like the actual gain that I have had has been tremendous. And I'll tell you right now, I ended up getting more money from other sources online after that. So I didn't even have to worry about it. Imagine if I would have missed out on that experience, you think the money would have made me feel better having more money? It didn't. It wouldn't have. It would not have. It didn't. It wouldn't have. Right? Because I literally made a decision, and it's the lesson that teaches you and gives you the joy and the wisdom that I have now of making a decision like that, being scared and doing it anyway, strength, like with strength and courage. I mean, it just gets easier now. Bigger situations and bigger opportunities are going to present themselves, and I'm going to be able to take action on them. Still might feel the same thing, but know that now it's going to be compounding the wisdom. Because at the end of the day, that's life. Life is just a compounding of wisdom, and being able to actively and spontaneously apply that wisdom into your everyday life. Because if you can do that, you will live the most marvelous life that you can ever imagine. So it's really about accumulating the lessons and the wisdom and the knowledge that you get from all your experiences and from other people, getting what is useful to you and spontaneously applying it into your life until you can reach a point where you're like, wow, I can really do this on my own. And you can see the beauty of life by applying what you've learned in this lifetime to continue expanding and serve those around you. Because that's at the end of the day what really it's all about. We're one organism experiencing itself. We are one being, just different vehicles through which that being or that expression or that energy is getting to know itself and understanding itself. So allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to grow, fail as much as you possibly can so that you can only yield success as a result of that. Because you think that I would be here right now if I wouldn't have failed in other situations to get to this point, to get to where I am now. I had to fail so much. But what helped me get out of that consistent failure is, one, my self image. I did not see myself as a failure, I saw myself as a winner. But I understood that I had to fail multiple times to get to that winner mentality and to really see that in my external world. And the second one is the attitude and the behavior that I have. Always focused on dedicating myself to learning and growing, because that is what I'm going to be able to take with me wherever I decide to go after this life, right? So, and that's also something that's tangible that I can share. It may not be tangible that you can touch, but it's something that you can call upon whenever you'd like and share it spontaneously with people that can help them on their journey and help everyone grow just a little bit more every single day. So yeah, that's my story, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I love you. Jordan, you changed my life. I ended up climbing the highest mountain in that country, and it was one of the most surreal, natural, spiritual awakening experiences I've ever had. And yeah, all I'm going to say is, don't let money, like, if you don't have money, don't let that stop you. If you have a credit card, I'm going to be honest, I don't advise you to do anything because I'm not a financial advisor, but I literally maxed out my credit card when I was there. And this is my personal experience. I'm not telling you to do anything right now. This is just what I did. And the lessons that I've learned from maxing out my credit card for experiences, when I got back to the States, I paid off my credit cards and I still had the experience. So it's like, if you're afraid that, oh, like I'm gonna have to pay off a credit card or this or that, sometimes the experience itself is worth more and can actually help you be more happy in the future than maxing out your credit card and keeping that credit card at a low balance. Trust me, like that's what I experienced at least. It may be different for everybody. We all have different goals and intentions and visions and goal and like the ways and achievements that we want to focus on for ourselves. But I'm telling you, I maxed out my credit cards, got back home, and I literally maxed out from Jordan to go to Egypt. I had $200 left in my credit card, and I used it to buy a one-way from Jordan to Cairo in Egypt. And then a couple days after that, when I had no money in my bank account, I ended up getting a huge sum of money from a project that I was working on at the time. And oh my God, like the feeling that I got, that like I literally was more broke than like broke itself. And I got paid a huge sum of money that allowed me to keep traveling and keep moving, and then got back home and I was like, I am a legend. Like I literally just did that. And I don't know how I did it, but I just did it every single day. I just dedicated myself to it every day. I didn't like try and step out of my comfort zone. And well, take that back. I was out of my comfort zone every single day, but also finding comfort within the discomfort, if that makes sense. I was like, whoa, like everything's changing, everything's different, and it kind of feels good. So I was finding that comfort in the discomfort of like constantly moving to new cities and new countries and new places every single day. It was really, really crazy. But it taught me a lot that things change, life is temporary, and that our knowledge is what remains there forever. It's what always is going to be there, and it's always going to serve us. If you build $1 million business and you built it yourself, all the knowledge, the lessons, the experiences, the wisdom that you learned from that business, if that business fails, that wisdom and all that knowledge that you gained and that energy stays with you. Like you can go out and build another business in a completely different industry and still succeed. So at the end of the day, it's not about what you build, it's about who you become. Because who you become can never be destroyed until eventually your life is over. But things that are built, like Rome, for example, the Roman Empire was not built overnight, but when it was built, it eventually crashed. Now, the knowledge and the wisdom from Marcus Aurelius or many other people of who they became still is something that we can access to this day and still use to build future empires. So consider not what you're going to build for the world, but who you're going to become so that you can still continue to grow as a person, as an individual being, and then diversify that wisdom to multiple things at once. Because what you build, everything that can probably break will eventually break in the future. So it's about really understanding the knowledge and the wisdom that goes into everything that you do in life, being able to find a way to extract that and share it with people, and put it into your process, and find ways to become that wisdom, find ways to embody that wisdom in everything that you do so that you can make a better life for yourself and fully live everything you can. Because once you die, you're not going to get the same moment again. And every moment you have, including this one right now of me speaking into this microphone, is never going to be the same again. So enjoy yourself and get a little dance or something going. Do something crazy. Do something that you can be like, wow, I did that and I'm still here. Because that's life. And if you don't do it, you're not going to be able to see life for the beauty of what it is. So enjoy it. Enjoy everything. Do something crazy. And, really honor yourself for where you are right now. Honor your path, honor your purpose. And use that vision, that emotion, and that beauty of life that you have and that will to move in the direction that you want to move and actualize your goals into reality. Baby, let's go. Your boy Croy out. Namaste, everybody.